Welcome to Wine Road, the wine, when, and where of northern Sonoma County. I'm your host, Marcy Gordon, with Beth Costa, Executive Director of the Wine Road.
Thanks to Ron Rubin, we're able to keep our podcast rolling along. The financial support of River Road Family Vineyards and Winery allows us to keep recording, keep sipping wine, and keep sharing stories with our listeners. Check out their website at riverroadvineyards.com and explore their Chardonnay, as well as a finely crafted Pinot Noir from the Russian River Valley. That's riverroadvineyards.com. And hey, thanks, Ron, for allowing us to make this show happen.
Welcome to episode 236. It's September, the harvest is coming in, but we're going to talk about what we did on our summer vacation this year. So we're going to wrap up what happened this summer, what we were doing out and about in Sonoma County, and we have our absolute best guest.
Our crazy.
Richard Ross.
That was a good save, Marcy.
I was thinking about me. But our engineer, Richard Ross, is in the booth with us today recording because he had an awesome summer too. So Let's kick off with Beth, what'd you do this summer?
Oh, man. I'm not the student you should have called on first.
All right. Beth's going to ruminate. Let's go. Let's throw it over to Richard. What did you do on your summer vacation? I know you did some awesome stuff.
Well, we took a short road trip, which we've never done before, down to the eastern Sierras on the Highway 395.
That's so cool.
And we were brave and took our electric vehicle for the first time out on a long road trip. So it was a little touch and go, but we made it.
They're still married. Everything worked out.
Yeah.
Capacity, anxiety, like how far can we go?
Yes.
But it worked.
Yeah, we spent about 8 days and we left here. We took Highway 50 to South Lake Tahoe, and our car, we have a Chevrolet Bolt, but we have an adapter so we can use Tesla superchargers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So there was more charging stuff.
Yeah.
So we got there at South Lake Tahoe, had lunch, charged the car, and then we drove to Bridgeport, which is just over by the Walker River, and stayed there the first night and had trouble finding a charger, but we found one.
Yeah. It's a quaint town. No electric chargers.
Yeah. And we stayed at this really quaint little motel, the Walker River Inn, and it had prairie dogs in the backyard, which was...
They will be your server tonight.
We're looking at these little guys going, standing up and doing their little thing. And so there was only a couple restaurants in town, and so we chose one. They said it was pretty good, and the food was good. Of course, we were worried about what wines they might carry.
That's what was on the wine list.
Well, and we actually found a bottle of Dry Creek Fumé Blanc.
Oh, nice.
And it was nice, really nice. So we had a nice dinner. And then the next day we got up and took off and we went to Bodie, the ghost town.
Oh, yeah.
And that was amazing.
That's
I've never
so cool.
been there. And plus we were in May, early May. And so the Sierras were still covered in snow. And when we were up in Bodie, it was just spectacular.
I think people who don't know California don't realize, we have the Sierras, but the western side and the eastern side are very different.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Oh, it was really great. And then we stopped at Mono Lake, and then we drove to June Lake, which is like being in the Alps.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And we stayed at a hotel there, and there was still snow on everything, but down in the valley there wasn't. And it was just stunning. And I think we had breakfast at this really cool little side diner. Actually, there's a little quick side story about this. So we had dinner at the hotel, and we had this waiter who was kind of quirky. He was funny, but he was quirky. And so the next morning we're taking off because we're going to go to Mammoth Mountain the next day. And we sit down at the counter to have breakfast because they were really busy. It was Mother's Day morning. And we look at this guy and go, "Didn't you serve us last night?" And he looks at us, "No, I don't know you." And he walks off. This is
like
true.
He's in witness protection.
No, exactly. And so he comes back and he goes, "How did you enjoy your halibut last night?"
Oh, how funny.
It was him. He was just screwing around with us.
Funny.
It was pretty funny. So we did that. Then we drove to Mammoth, which was nice, and stayed there for a couple of days. Went up and we were going to ride the gondola, but the winds were too high, so we just hung out at the lodge. And then the rest of the trip, we drove all the way down to Lone Pine.
Lone Pine, it's so cool. It's the old West sets.
And the Owens Valley and all that
Yes.
stuff. That's what we did. We went to the Western Film Museum, which we didn't know was there.
That is spectacular.
At the Alabama Hills.
Yes.
And we went out with this little GPS map, and we went to all the little sites where the movies were filmed.
Oh, my gosh, how fun.
That is, I've done that. I love that. It's just such a piece of history.
Yeah.
And then when you see those movies, you say, "Oh, I was there." I mean, that's where they shot a lot of Westerns.
Oh, it was so cool. So that was our trip. Then we went back to Mammoth, and then the next day we booked it all the way back home.
Nice.
Party's over.
Nice. Yeah, I love that because, we always think of California as coastal California.
Right.
But California is so diverse, and to have the Eastern Sierras is like a whole nother topography
It's
together.
spectacular. It really
Very
is.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. That was our trip.
Nice. Well, I haven't made any grand summer plans at all. I just go up to Eureka a lot from Cloverdale, Eureka. It's a 3-hour drive. I have family up there. But I always go to the zoo, which I am a big proponent of. Eureka is a small town, and the zoo is amazing. And I am so childish that I try to be there at 4 o'clock to watch when they put the guinea pigs away. It's like some crazy race. I mean, the first time I saw it, I thought, well, this is going to be dumb. And then I'm like, oh my God, I go back there as often as possible at 4 o'clock. It's hysterical. And my last trip, there's a dahlia garden connected sort of next to the zoo. And this is the prime time. I mean, the dahlias are all blooming.
The
It's
dahlias
spectacular.
are so beautiful.
I made a whole big video reel of all the ones that were blooming, so it was fun. Had nice lunch at Ramon's when they found some little Kokomo Sauvignon Blanc on the menu, so that was a
there
nice
you
little
go.
perk. No matter where I go, I'm always trying to sip Sonoma.
Yeah,
So there you go.
you're our brand ambassador.
Yeah, there you go. I'm always sipping Sonoma. That was kind of it.
Well, I had a big summer. I did a lot of wine stuff this summer.
I
so
know you did a lot of
I did a
cool
lot.
stuff.
In June, we did Taste of Sonoma,
Yeah.
which is like, big wine event. Very cool. And then I also did a little small, very focused event called Big West Wine Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Which is out in the redwoods, and it's all like natural wines. And it was so much fun. It was really nice, and just a real difference between the big brand names to very young, new winemakers.
Right.
So it was a nice, bookend of wine. And we went to the Sonoma County Fair this year. We don't go every year, but this year they had the corgi races.
What?
And
That'd
it
be like the
was-
guinea pig races.
Oh my God. The corgi races, I tried to get our corgi into it. It's by lottery.
Oh,
You sign up, but she didn't get selected. It was just the most awesome, chaotic, wild, hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. It was a huge, huge crowd there. I think it was a very big draw.
Is it like on a dog track?
It's on the racetrack.
On the racetrack?
It's on the horse racetrack.
Yeah.
It's at this, the whole thing, and they have little gates, and they put them in there, and then their owner puts them in, and then someone at the other end stands with a dog toy or food or whatever, and it is a hoot, and they just go crazy, and there were like 4 heats, and then each heat, then the next one, and sometimes they would just run right behind the gate to the owner, or they just go crazy and run all over the place, but sometimes they would like try to cut each other off.
They'd see their toy. They'd see their toy.
I think there were a few ringers in there because there were 2 professionals. Those dogs knew what they were doing.
Corgis.
Yeah, and they put little race numbers on them. It was so much fun. And then they have, at the fair, they have a lot of, agricultural things. They have the grape stomp, and they have all the kind of things that are Sonoma County.
Right.
So that was fun. And then we also went to the Gravenstein Apple Fair, which is Sebastopol's premier festival. And that's just so fun. I don't go every year, but this year it was like, oh my gosh, it had been expanded. I've never seen so many people.
Yeah, they talked about they were expanding it this year.
Wow. We were blown away by it. And because we go to Raggle almost every day to hike the circuit. We're just like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And they
converted one of the soccer fields to a parking lot.
Parking lot.
And had
but
a
they,
shuttle
they
service
also
this year?
they had a shuttle, very organized. But then all, the Duttons were there, all the apples, and you can buy all the Gravenstein apples. I've never seen a longer line for the apple fritter booth.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like Disneyland. I mean,
Yeah.
this line never ended, and people could come through with the fritters. Great music, all the food, all local food trucks. And then they have a thing called Artisan Alley where you can go taste cider and beer and wine, of course, and then honey and all different products.
Oh, wow.
It was great. So we went in there, and that this year was in that little redwood grove that's at the top of the park. I don't know. You at home don't know what I'm talking about, but it was super nice, and we had a really good time.
Oh, the Gravensteins are just so amazing.
Yeah, and they had pie contests, and also and Goldridge Farm was there, and they were doing samples. They had those strawberry apples.
I had them last year.
Holy mackerel, those are so good. I need to
that's
go
what they
get some
had
of those.
when I went did the tasting with my friend Laura last year, and that's what they on the tasting.
They
That's what it was.
literally taste like strawberries.
They're amazing.
They're so
So
good.
on my last trip to Eureka, my dad had a Gravenstein apple tree, and it's packed. So I brought home a whole big 5-gallon bucket
they're
of
very
apples.
particular, and Sebastopol is like a slow food city, you know, it has
Yeah.
a certain designation. So that's like if you ever come and visiting Sonoma County and you can be here in August, that's really an
Yeah, the
event to
prime
go
time.
to.
Yeah.
We made a batch of apple butter out of our
Oh,
Gravensteins.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it's so
Yeah, that would be
tasty.
delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the rest of the summer, we did a couple of beach picnics out at Doran, go out to the beach, went down Cordham Trail. We just really tried to get out a lot this year. And of course, summer reading program. I always love my summer reading program. I read like 15 books over the summer. And then, you know, we went to Jenner Headlands and did some coastal hiking. So yeah, it was a good summer. Because usually I'm always busy and working and I forget, oh, you should get out and enjoy stuff.
Yeah, I've just been doing all kinds of mundane things. Went really door to door to all of our members and made sure they all had our newer Wine Road map, and we gave out map holders. So, I mean, I divided that up. My husband made the deliveries in Dry Creek Valley because it's down Dry Creek Road, up West Dry Creek Road.
He can handle
He
that.
could handle that. And Debbie did
No turns.
Debbie did Alexander Valley, and I got the short straw, and I did Rush River Valley, which is
Everywhere.
oh my God. I mean, it was almost 3 solid days just to hit all of our members and it's so spread out. I mean, it's just
But how fun is that for summer vacation? You get to see all these beautiful
well, you know, it was
places.
nice, and it was just nice to see people, you know, because I work from home now, so it's like just to get to all those wineries is fun. But yeah, that's just lots of time doing lots of running around. I did go out to Guerneville one day just to make deliveries out there. I mean, it was just happening. And that new place, River Electric, where it's just a big swimming...
The pool club.
The pool thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It was crazy packed. And it's
Yeah.
just a giant pool with, you know, they have food. And
Yeah.
I think you can camp there also. Or there's a little lodging, not camping, but lodging. And it's cool. And every hotel was having, you know, pool parties. And I thought, oh, my God.
Guerneville is
I was there
happening.
all day. It
Yeah.
was fun.
It's happening in Guerneville. Yeah.
So, since I had just mentioned being at Guerneville, I thought this would be a good time to jump in and mention the lodging that I wanted to highlight this week.
Oh, wait, I forgot. I have one more thing.
Oh, do you?
I want to be a
You never
Beth.
have one more thing.
One more thing.
I have about 6 one more things, but go ahead.
One more thing I forgot is last time I spoke about Gather, this great place in Sebastopol where I did lemon preserves. Well, I did a pickling class this
yeah.
time, and it's very cool. We made pickled vegetables and brines, and you learn all about the pickling process, and it's so much fun. It's a great. I just keep encouraging people if you're visiting. You know, sign up or look at their schedule. But I'm becoming Susie Homemaker over here.
Yeah, I know.
I am. You know, next thing you know, I'll be sewing my own clothes and living on the prairie.
Well, your
She's
lemon
homesteading.
preserve you gave us was
She's
off the charts
homesteading.
great.
It came out really good.
was very good.
Yeah, I was impressed by myself.
She's so surprised. I don't think that's good.
But yeah, so pickling, brining, all the Roger's like, God, this is great.
I've heard, since you brought that up when you went the first time, I've probably talked to 4 or 5 other people who've gone there for different classes. They're getting a great reputation. I mean, it seems like really cool things that they're
And
doing.
everything sells out.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I think it's a really good niche filled, because people, especially in this community, we all this produce, all this agriculture, it makes sense.
Right.
And people are more, let's make stuff at home.
Right.
Or learn how to preserve,
Learn how.
for the coming end of the world. No, cut that out. For the societal collapse.
Yeah. Okay, well, since we did talk about Guerneville for, my little trip through town, I wanted to highlight the Dawn Ranch as one of our lodgings.
Oh,
my
nice.
gosh. Because I went there that Saturday that I was doing my map deliveries, and every time I go, I think, oh man, I wish I could just book a couple days here. It's just my personal vibe. It's very surrounded by the redwoods, and there's cabins, so it's not a hotel, it's cabins. And I do find they do a lot of bigger events where family reunions buy out a lot of it, or wedding parties buy out a lot of it. But the setting is so beautiful, and they have a great restaurant right there on site. And it's right at the, I guess that'd be the west end of Guerneville, so you can walk into town. I mean, it's just walkable, and there's so many fun shops and nice restaurants and coffee shops and
Nice.
bookstores, everything in Guerneville. And so for me, I love a day there, and to be able to walk over to the Dawn Ranch is just amazing.
Guerneville is like kind of I think people forget that's one of, it's got a lot going on, even though it's a
definitely
little
does.
tiny town.
Yeah. They also, a few years ago, bought what was the Fern Grove Inn. So, and I can't remember now off the top of my head what they're calling that, but it's now part of Dawn Ranch. So that's another little section of little, like, smaller rooms, but there's a pool over there, and it's nice. So, yeah, you definitely should check out
I know a lot of people have done like they have
Dawn Ranch.
wedding at Dawn Ranch
Yeah.
and just buy out the whole place and when there's not availability at the Richard Ross Event Center, they go to
I'm
Dawn
waiting for the
Ranch.
playground
Well, the
to complete here.
it's under construction. The
Playground's under
playground
construction. So I should also mention that tickets are selling like crazy already for Wine and Food Affair, which is the 1st and 2nd of November. So you can check that out at wineroad.com.
That's coming up so fast.
I know. It is coming up fast. Makes my heart race. So then should lay off on the coffee. Then I'd say lastly, I want to mention that we have this program called Sip Into the Weekend. And there's about 30 wineries that are on board. It's free wine tasting at those wineries on Thursdays and Fridays. And we've extended that program now through November. I think it goes through the November 21st. So, free is hard to beat. The one message I want to drive home is if they're not charging you a tasting fee,
Tasting free.
be sure to buy some wine. They're in business to sell wine, and, they're happy to offer you a free tasting, but they really hope that you enjoy the wine and you buy a few bottles or join their wine club.
Oh, I did another thing this summer. I just had a big
She's
summer.
trying to make me feel bad.
Yes. So
I did nothing. Go ahead. What else did you do?
Pre-summer in May, I'd gone to the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art.
Yeah.
Oh.
And just recently, I went again to see the Ruth Asawa exhibit.
You saw the
It's
same one.
so,
Yeah.
it's just so amazing. That's going to travel internationally.
Yeah.
So it was nice to go see that again because it's the first time you're just like, you're dumbstruck. And then the second time it just was a different feeling. And if you can find out where it's coming, if it's coming to a city near you, I highly recommend it. The Ruth Asawa.
Nice.
Did I make you feel jealous?
Yes, because when you first went the first time, I thought, I want to go to that. And you said, well, you have plenty of time. And now look,
Well,
time went by.
we went and saw the McCartney exhibit. The
That's
DeYoung.
when I see that too.
Yes,
Oh,
they extended
the
it.
DeYoung.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
go see it. It's,
Yeah.
If you're into the Beatles
Yeah, I
or that
would
whole
really like to
time,
go see that
it's
too.
just the photographs are amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another thing on my list. Well, but I'm going to be out driving around delivering maps.
Hey, that's a beautiful
Prioritize.
experience too. When I did my
Thanks.
press trip thing, just
Thanks,
driving around, it was like,
Yeah.
that's a gift.
Yeah, it was a gift. Okay, so then I do have one more thing. Do you have one more thing, Richard?
Nope.
No.
I'm going to not have another
You're
thing.
no more
I'm
things?
done.
Okay, so I am just super excited. When the show starts, we always say that, it's brought to you by River Road Family Vineyards and Winery. So I do have to give a giant shout out to Ron Rubin because we just met about a month ago, and he is sponsoring the podcast for another year, which is really phenomenal. I mean, without his sponsorship, we would have ended a couple of years ago. So I really, really appreciate his support. I appreciate when I get a chance to visit with him, and he gives me advice and encouragement and all that jazz. So
It's got such great energy
yes.
he really does. It's always I always walk away and think, oh, I feel so much better.
and feel positive.
Yeah, I feel positive. He's
Yeah. So we're here for another year. Is
yeah.
that
So we're
the-
here
is that
for
the news?
so we're here for another year.
Thank you, Ron.
So that's
Yeah.
it.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah. So that's all I got. That's it for me.
Awesome. Well, we won't link any of this up, I don't think, because
There's nothing to link.
there's nothing other. Well, I guess we could link a few things, but we'll see what the show notes pan out to. But so that was our summer vacation. We hope you had a great summer, and I hope it involved a lot of Sonoma County wine.
Yeah. Sip Sonoma.
No place like home.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Richard.
Thank you.